So welcome to the Gold and Silver Club end of week review for the 8th of August 2014, presented by myself, Phil Carr, and Nick Kalsi at the Gold and Silver Club. Today, we will be reviewing the latest developments in the commodities markets. We'll be analysing the week's performance. The live session will cover an end of week summary for the commodities markets. We'll be looking at the top trades of the week. We'll cover live market commentary and technical analysis. We'll also look at the week ahead, so the key events looking forward, as well as answering any questions you may have too. So this week, we've seen actually gold rising to 3-week highs as geopolitical tensions has boosted the safe haven demand. Gold prices surged to a 3-week high on Friday as growing geopolitical tensions in Iraq and Ukraine boosted the safe haven demand. Gold prices strengthened on Thursday after US President Barack Obama authorized airstrikes in Iraq to put an end to an onslaught by the militants and began airdrops of humanitarian supplies. Gold prices opened the week on Monday at $1,280 an ounce and touched $1,322 an ounce by Friday morning. So up 3.12% on the week, or 400 points within 5 days. Iraq is, of course, the world's second biggest oil producer in OPEC, and the news also had a bullish impact on crude oil prices. On Friday morning, WTI crude oil rose 0.77% to trade at $98.09 per barrel, whilst Brent crude oil advanced 0.88% to $106.38 a barrel at the same time. So the turmoil in Iraq is certainly intensifying. Oil prices are likely to advance further in the short term as this continues. So meanwhile, the market spotlight remains focused on Russia. Early in the week, NATO reported that Moscow had deployed troops on the border with Ukraine in preparation for a possible ground invasion, while also boosting demands for commodities. And on Thursday, Russia banned imports of food from the US and the EU in response to sanctions from the West. So this raised concerns over potential disruptions to commodity exports from Russia, such as oil, natural gas, wheat. All markets we trade, of course, driving prices for these commodities higher, as highlighted in our top trades of the week, which we shall show you very shortly. So before we do so, I am Phil Carr, professional trainer and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world. So the commodities, gold, silver, oil, natural gas, agricultural commodities. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. And I'm responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. Also a regular contributor to a number of financial publications, speak at numerous trading seminars, webinars, and workshops. And joining me in running the Gold and Silver Club is Nick Kalsi, professional trader, investment analyst, and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. Prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, spent several years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks. And through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, mindset, and tools that can give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy. Also regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications who've appeared frequently on financial television. Okay, so that's just a bit of background on the Gold and Silver Club for you. So gold price right now, we are trading at $1,317 per ounce. Okay, so we've had a decent move, certainly since this time last week. You remember this time last week, we were getting prepared for non-farm payroll and the price was hovering just above the 1280s. So we've had just shy of a 400-point move. So it's been a very lucrative week for gold. So we'll show you this, how we've taken some of these trades and our top trades of the week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategy. So we've got some longer term positions on gold at the moment, which are continuing to break out to the upside. We had a nice day trade on this earlier on in the week on a breakout. We've got a 50-point risk on that. So $500 for each lot traded for a profit of 150 points or $1,500 for a 3-to-1. And gold continues to surge at the moment. We could have quite a lot more upside to come here. Also, we've had some good trades this week on natural gas, especially prior to inventories and after storage inventories. Yesterday, we had a buy opportunity just earlier on this week on a breakout. The risk on that trade, 45 points for each lot traded for a profit of 90 points. So $450 for each lot traded for a profit of $900 for a 2-to-1. We've also had some lovely trades on platinum and palladium. So platinum is actually still surging today, over 200-point move now. The risk on the trade was 80 points, so $800 for each lot traded for a profit of 160 points for $1,600 for a 2.5 to 1. Actually, we're at 2.5 to 1 at the moment, with the price of platinum being at $1,482 per ounce. Brent crude oil as well. We had a lovely setup just yesterday above the 104.75 level. We've got a decent surge off that, as you've seen in the fundamentals, the reasons behind that as well. So the Brent crude oil setup that we had, 40 points risk on that, $400 for each lot traded for a profit of 120 points. So $1,200 profit for a 3 to 1 on Brent. So it's been a very lucrative week for the commodities. Okay, so what we'll do now, we'll just go into some live technicals and we'll just talk through what we're seeing develop on the markets at the moment. Okay, so let me bring you over. First of all, I'd just like to focus on some of the metals here. So you'll notice palladium did hold a very key support zone. This has been a textbook trade here. You can see we've come down to the lower end of the trend channel. Palladium really giving some decent moves to the upside now. It's only starting to get going. We're about 110 points up or so at the moment. We haven't included this in our top trades yet because we're still in this trade. We came all the way down to a major support channel, which had been in since March 2014, so about 5 months now. You can see very clearly this support channel, the upward trending channel, the downward trending channel. We just found a major support zone again at the lower end of the trend channel. So we will stay in that now, looking to get a break above the next key level here at 862 and 50 cents is the next major resistance. So palladium looking strong. Platinum, very similar situation. Platinum came down, tested the lower end of its trend channel. Also got a nice breakout, of course, with gold. You can see, again, very similar to palladium, downward trend. We've got an upward trending channel. We came and tested the lower end of that trend channel, breakout above $1,462 an ounce just on Tuesday. And we've had a nice breakout. It's over a 200-point breakout, as highlighted in our top trades of the week. And I see more upside here. Also, with platinum, we could easily get another 350 points or so to the upside. Fantastic markets to be trading at the moment. Gold, of course, we had a nice breakout. We've been consolidating around the 1280 zone. We tested that on the Federal Reserve announcement last week on Wednesday. We tested that on the non-farm payroll announcement. We tested it again on Monday. We didn't break it. It was a key level of support to hold. It was the key level we got a breakout from going back to June, where the Federal Reserve announcement caused a breakout to the upside of 400-point surge just in 1 day, in 24 hours. And we have held on to 1280. There's been some early opportunities to get in long here as well, but a breakout above 1297 was what we were looking for. And you can see we've spiked up just today, just shy of 1323 here. So 1322.70. We're still looking good here as we close the week. I'd like to see a retest of these resistance levels just above at the 1325 zone. That will be important. If I just zoom out for you a little bit on gold, you will note that we've got a very key trend channel as well, which has been held going back to 2005. We're getting a retest of that at the moment, and there's a larger pennant there just forming on the daily time frame. So gold looking very interesting, due an explosive move soon. But you can see this massive trend channel, which is holding gold at the moment. So we could be due a lot more upside on this. So gold, definitely one to watch. Silver as well. Silver's been a late mover here. So you've seen palladium, platinum, gold all spiked to the upside. Silver, I would say next. The metals tend to be like dominoes, and that one-to-one starts to break out to the upside, and just see a knock-on effect with the other metals. So silver here, a bit of a slow mover at the moment. So I do expect us to get a breakout possibly later on this afternoon or early into next week. This downward trending channel, which have been in the short term here, looks like it's about to break to the upside. We're back above $20 an ounce. Nice little setup there, actually, just to break out that we're getting just this morning. So I do like this. We've got to break above the 20. You can see this, just to break above the highs of Wednesday and Thursday here as well. So if we continue to surge on platinum, palladium and gold, we could see a nice move also to the upside here for silver. And you can see the 1973 level, which was the key breakout zone from the Federal Reserve announcement in June, has held. So previous resistance, which happens a lot within trading, of course, previous resistance has now become support, and we could now be due quite a nice move to the upside, okay, if silver just follows through what we've seen with gold this week. Moving over to the energies, natural gas, we had a nice breakout yesterday just prior to inventories. Good opportunity to take profits key resistance zone above. We've now come back, and again, we've tested previous resistance. Looks like it's now becoming support. There are opportunities to get in at the current price around 3.890 here. I do like this current price zone. So keep an eye on natural gas. We could get a decent move here. You can see, again, previous resistance now looks like it's going to become support. So there's been some good opportunities to trade. This is the storage inventories yesterday, which we saw a sell-off right back down to previous resistance. And now there's opportunities to get in at a better price or get back in for another day trade, okay? As we look at the energies, so of course the energies have had some major support just yesterday. They came down to this major support zone, particularly the Brent crude oil market. You can see on the horizontal support, the 104 zone was very important for oil to hold here. It was a major support zone on the chart, just going back to this time last year as well. 104 zone was very important to hold. So I'll just zoom in on that. It was a slightly, you can see we held that yesterday, couple of recess. Here's the day trade opportunity just yesterday at the 104 zone where we've broken out to the upside. We've come back up to this resistance channel here, which is, you can see a nice V-shaped reversal pattern. The oil needs to break out of that for more upside momentum. We'll see whether we do get a move. We've already had a 200-point move, 250-point move actually, since the 104 zone we tested yesterday. So it's been a nice surge to the upside, and now we'll look to see if we can get further breakouts as we come into next week here on Brent. WTI, similar situation. WTI, very key trend channel here, going back to 2012, June 2012, which is holding. So you've got 1, 2, 3 bounces. We've also got horizontal support around the current levels as well. Did get a spike just below the 97 level. However, you can see the trend line offering support here at the moment to the price. So again, WTI may just follow Brent here. We've got a decent move, a bigger move on Brent than WTI, but this 97 zone was key for WTI to hold. So again, we're right at the lower end of this trend channel at the moment. There could be a lot of upside here. If we get rallies into August here, into mid-August, you've got the potential to move anywhere between 500 to 900 points on this to the upside for a swing trade. So definitely one to watch. The US dollar index here, yep, as you would expect, we're getting pretty choppy here, just consolidating. Looks like it's going to top around these highs at the moment. Few inverse hammers forming on the daily. I'd say 81.34 key level to break here, to break lower. And if we do break lower, we should see more upside with the metals as well. We've got an inverse correlation. The US dollar index, of course, is pegged against palladium, platinum, gold, silver, and so on. They're all traded against the US dollar index. So if the US dollar index sells off, we would get more supportive moves and more upside on the metals. Just having a quick look also at the grains. We've seen these certainly affected in the last week, particularly the wheat market. Wheat did spike out of its downward trending channel. We've been in a very strong downward trending channel since May. This time of year, August is typically a bullish time of year for the wheat market anyway. So we are starting to build up a base here for wheat. So I'd be interested to see if next week we can get a break above the 5. We may even get this today, but a break above 572 would be key to get a breakout of this this base which we've been forming at the moment, a V-shaped reversal pattern as well. So if we can get a breakout of that above the 572, we could have some decent buy opportunities here. But you can see going out to the larger time frame, the overall trend channel here is down. So it may just be limited to the next couple of weeks if we get breakouts to the upside here on wheat. If you look at corn as well, corn not doing as well as wheat. Corn and wheat both very strongly correlated. Corn still consolidating between the 531 zone to the 368 zone. Really looking for a resolution here, so either a breakout to the upside or to the downside. It's been fairly muted this week. Wheat has been much more active and much more lucrative to trade the breakouts, but we'll wait further confirmation on corn for a breakout in either direction. Really, a lot of the action today will again be on the metals. So you can see they're rallying just this morning. Palladium's rallying, platinum is rallying. Gold, if I just go back to the daily here, gold is looking strong as well. So very interested to see how the metals do close. Silver, we'll see if we're going to get a follow through of this potential breakout set up today. So there's a lot for us to keep an eye on and a lot of trading opportunities. So I'll just go over to the main announcements that we've got this week as well. Okay, next week as we go into next week. So the key events looking forward. On Monday, the 11th of August at 7 p.m. BST, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, federal, the balance of the budget. The federal balance budget will measure the difference in value between the federal government's income and expenditure during the reported month. So a positive number indicates a budget surplus, negative number indicates a deficit. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish, which will inversely affect the metals, of course. Wednesday, the 13th of August at 1:30 p.m. BST, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we have US core retail sales. Core retail sales measure the change in the total value of sales at the retail level, excluding automobiles. It's an important indicator of consumer spending. It's considered as a pace indicator for the US economy. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. Wednesday, the 13th of August at 3 p.m. BST, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the US business inventories. Business inventories measure the change in the unsold goods held by manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers. A high reading can indicate a lack of consumer demand, so a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. And then on Wednesday, of course, at 3:30 p.m. BST, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the US crude oil inventories. That data reports a number of barrels of crude oil commercial firms have in their inventory. Commercial firms report those inventory levels to the Energy Information Administration on a weekly basis. Very tradable announcement. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bearish for crude oil prices, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish. Thursday, the 14th of August at 1:30 p.m. BST, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the US initial jobless claims. That data measures the number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week. This is the earliest US economic data. Week-to-week numbers can be volatile. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. Thursday, the 14th of August at 3:30 p.m. BST, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we then have the US natural gas storage report. The Energy Information Administration, the EIA natural gas storage report, measures the change in the number of cubic feet of natural gas held in underground storage during the past week. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bearish for natural gas prices, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish. Very tradable announcement every week for natural gas as well. Okay, so those are the 6 core announcements we will be looking at for the week ahead. And of course, if you'd like to really take your trading to the next level, your commodities trading, you can find out more and request information on the Gold and Silver Club live trading room program, our daily trade calls. You can very simply go to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com or contact us at our London, New York, Johannesburg, or Budapest, or a Hong Kong office, whichever office is closest to you. So I'll leave those numbers on the screen in just a second for you. Also, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. So with our newsletter, you will receive free weekly reports on the precious metals, energies, and agriculture, as well as live market analysis and prices. So very simply, just go to www.thegoldandsilverclub.com to subscribe to the newsletter. Do make sure you take advantage of that as well. Okay, so I shall leave these contact details for you on the screen. That is it for today's session. So there's plenty of trade opportunities for you at the moment. Okay, so good trading. Have a great weekend, and we shall see you on the next one. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.